I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I'm born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. Yes, I really love my job. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Yes, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. Yeshua, 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 Yeshua. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Let's keep firmly rooted. Firmly rooted.
It seems like my laptop at home doesn't have the oomph to get me where we need to be. So apologize for that. I will have to look at doing this a different way when I'm at home. But let's see. I've got a number of you on board. Thank you for sticking in. We've got obviously myself. I just told you guys I'd be right back. We have Ed Pila, and we have Ken Gooch. We have Bert Reggiani. We have Chris Connolly. I think I saw, hold on a sec. Yep, Brian Vlaming. Good to have you on board. Gentlemen, it's a thrill. It's a thrill to have you. I am Steve Jansen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to have you guys on board. And I'm just blessed that you guys kind of stick with me and are partners in this Monday through Friday. And I see that it's paying dividends in my life. I hope it's paying dividends in yours. I think I can see it. But we are in 1 Peter chapter 4. And Pastor Grigsby's got us doing one verse at a time, which kind of is a little struggle for me sometimes. But I'm going to go back to verse 1 because I have 1 Peter 4:4. Therefore, since Christ suffered in his body, arm yourself also with the same attitude, right? Since Christ suffered, because he brings a new kingdom and the old kingdom attacks the new kingdom, we should have the same attitude. We should be ready. We should expect to see suffering. We should expect it to come. It should come. It's going to come from the weirdest places sometimes. And he goes on to say, as a result, they do not live the rest of their earthly lives for evil human desires, but rather for the will of God. That as we grow up and mature from born again babies to more mature walking, running men who understand the kingdom of God, we begin to die to our sinful nature and we rise to a new nature and we feed that new nature and grow that new nature. And so all of a sudden we begin to more live according to the will of God rather than our earthly flesh. We're separating those two kingdoms and those two natures. He says, because you've spent enough time in the past doing what pagans choose to do, living in debauchery, lust, drunkenness, orgies, carousing, and detestable idolatry, right? It was your former way of life. It was your former way of life. When you were attached to the kingdom of this world, when your sinful nature knew nothing more than to follow the lies and the deceptions of this crazy, broken world. But you've been redeemed from it. You've been born again from it. Your old nature was crucified in your baptism, and every single day, as you and I firmly root ourselves in God's love and his eternal truth, we kill the old and we give life to that new nature. Verse 4. And this is said so many times in scriptures in different ways. They. Who's the they? The people that you used to hang around with, the people that you used to live with, the people from the kingdom of this world who know you. They are surprised that you do not join them in their reckless, wild living. And they heap abuse on you. It's that pressure. It's that pressure that our high school friends, our college friends, our neighborhood friends who may not be attached to the kingdom of God, they wrestle with the change that has gone on in our lives. And sometimes it's peer pressure and it's teasing and it's poking at our choice not to do certain things, not to engage in certain things, know where to draw lines in our behavior and in our words. And oftentimes we will get the uncomfortable abuse from our friends. It'll come. It'll come. So I just want you to realize, gentlemen, that, and I think we hit this in yesterday's Bible study, Jesus says, if they persecuted me, they're going to persecute you. If you're going to live a different life, if you're going to live a kingdom of God life in this kingdom of this world, not only are you going to be different, but you're going to be treated different. But so be it. So be it. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for my name's sake. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. You see, this is not a negative, it's actually a positive, because ultimately what we hope is that the teasing and the joking about our Christian faith someday will become a question. When they're going through hell in their lives, when they have a broken relationship, when something's going tough with a child in their home, that in actuality we'll be the ones that they'll turn to. That's what we live for. We'll take the joking. We'll take the kidding. We'll take it. We're not going to get into an argument. We need to continue to live in this broken, sinful world, but just not of it. And when people see the difference in us, ultimately, we hope and pray that it'll tip them to the tipping point where they're going to want to know, what's the difference? Why is the difference? How can you live with such peace? How can you live with such hope? How can you live under such pressure? And before you know it, we have an opportunity to share Jesus with them and what he means to our lives. So guys, hang in there. Hang in there. Don't cave in. Don't cave in when you're around certain people, act in a certain way. Live true to your faith. Live true to the principles of the kingdom of God that have set you free. And someday, I pray that those who pick on you and tease me will one day come with a serious question as to what's the difference and why do you have that difference? Because I want what you have. All right, gentlemen, that's what I have for you. I hope that this devotion was a blessing to you. Kimberly and I, we are going to spend this week traveling on the west side and northwest side of Michigan. One of my wife's favorite things is to see the trees and the change of color and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do that. We're going to be working on the road as we take our computers and phones and internet and all that kind of stuff with us. But love you guys. I hope that this devotion was a blessing to you. Have a great day. Make it a firmly rooted day. And may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.